Hey everybody, it's Pika over here in Singapore. It is Monday night, and I just wanted to check in and see how y'all were doing. Thanksgiving is over. Cyber Monday is over here. I know y'all are just starting out over there. Let's see. Today I was lucky that I had a second day off in a row. I don't always get 2 days off in a row. I usually get split days. So super grateful. Very, very happy. The only hiccup was that baby girl is a little sick, so it was a little more difficult to do the things I wanted to do, but I got other things done instead. So we definitely got our hair done because we have a wedding coming up this weekend. I wanted to get our hair done today so I could, it'd be an easy, top up when we get closer to the date of the wedding itself. We got some, we got some time to actually bond today. We watched a bunch of movies because she wasn't in the mood to actually really get up and do anything. So she was resting a lot of the day, and I'm actually grateful for that too because I hate it when she's sick. It really drives me nuts. Not that I don't want to take care of her, but I feel so helpless sometimes because I can't take it from her. I can't stop her from feeling whatever pain she's in. I can only try and soothe her as she says, as she tells me what the symptoms are. Luckily, I went to the doctor yesterday morning and got all that sorted out, but it's still really difficult for me to see her sick like that. You know how little kids are. When they get sick, they don't really slow down for nothing, but when they're really sick, they really do slow down. Their appetite changes. They don't drink as much water. They don't have as much energy. You see it in their faces. They don't want to get up. It scares me. Mostly because I always flash back to April when it was really, really bad and she was sick for about 2 weeks. So I'm super grateful it's not that bad. But even then, fever in her scares the crap out of me. So outside of that, though, I want to talk to you about Perseverance. Last night was a very, very short episode. It was almost 6 minutes long. Usually you get to hear from me about 20, 25 minutes, something like that, where I get to sit there and really talk to you about how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, so you get a real picture of what my mindset is, what I'm going through. Right now, I'm grateful for the progress I've made so far. I'm very, very happy with what I'm doing. Obviously, I could always do more, but I also know in years past, I've done far less. So right now, this is amazing to me. I keep running into Wheel of Fortune cards when it comes to tarot. I'm seeing a lot of, trust your intuition, manifest your dreams, all these things. So I'm feeling like I'm on the right path. My intuition is telling me that, keep going, don't stop. There are a lot of times when I feel like quitting, and I've talked to you about this before. I want to do this podcast at the end of my day. Why? Because so many things happen in between. If I do this at 8 o'clock, I know for a fact that I'm not done with my day. I still have other things I need to do. So in the next couple of hours after, let's say I did it at 8 o'clock, in the next couple of hours, I could have had a couple more epiphanies that I would have wanted to share with you. Do you understand? So while it's fresh in my mind, when I'm really going through the end of my day, recapping everything that's going on, I really want to be able to, to share those thoughts with you, those thoughts as I'm winding down, getting ready to go to bed. Now, there have been some times where I did the podcast a little bit earlier, knowing full well that I had, lectures to go through and stuff for my class. But even still, I feel like the majority of my work was done, so I was able to actually really give you some insight, really give you a brief look into what it is I'm going through. And today has been about perseverance. Like I mentioned, yesterday's broadcast was very, very short. I was having a really bad migraine, and I don't know if it was because I was worried about her. I don't know if it was because I'm starting to catch her cold as well. I mean, it's inevitable, right? You're with your baby 24 hours a day. You're trying to make sure that they feel good. You're blowing their nose. You're cleaning them up. You're doing all these things to make sure that they are healthy. In the meantime, you're exposed to whatever they're going through. I will say this, I've noticed that this year has been really, really bad as far as me getting sick. I've never been this sick this often before. And a lot of it, I think, obviously I'm just speculating here, a lot of it I think is because I'm burning the candle at both ends. I'm pushing really hard to make sure that I get everything done. I'm fulfilling as many of the obligations that I've committed to. There is one that I am very, very upset about that I have not completed, have not fulfilled. My blog posts for Crown for Success. I'm truly sorry that I'm slacking on this, and it's quite overwhelming the amount of things that I am doing. But I did get on and do my Periscope yesterday, And I swore up and down I was going to do, write the blog as well. But it's not an excuse. I'm not saying it's an excuse. But I'm telling you, I did drop the ball. I did not complete that assignment. So that's something else I need to worry about. But like I said, I feel like this year has been difficult, to say the least, when it comes to my health. No, I have not been taking care of myself. And I have a certain friend of mine, Tony, out in the U.S., who consistently checks in with me, and he will always ask me, what are you doing to take care of yourself? And honestly, I'm doing the bare minimum. Yes, I go to sleep because at some point I can't keep my eyes open. Yes, I'm eating because I do get hungry, but I'm not eating the best that I could be. I'm not fueling myself the way I should be. I'm not taking care of my sleep habits the way that I could be. And I know that is all I shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and I should be better than this. But right now, I'm not. And I'm woman enough to admit this to you, and I am standing my ground as far as I think I'm doing the best I can. Yes, it could be better. Yes, it could be worse. So right now, my perseverance through my dreams, through my health, all of this is, I get up every day and I try again. I will always try again. If I get in a fight with you and you and I go to bed mad at each other, I try really hard not to have that happen, but in the event that it does, I mean, I have plenty of relatives that are overseas where I can't actually, make up with them before they go to sleep. The time differences, the distance, it's a little difficult to manage, but if by chance I go to bed and you and I are mad at each other still, I will get up the next morning and try again. I will reach out. I will apologize. Because just like it takes two hands to clap, it takes two people to argue. You don't fight unless both people are fighting. You get me? I will persevere. I will follow through as best I can. If I'm not on time, I will be late, but I will follow through. I will. It's just who I am. I don't like people expecting things of me and me not coming through. I feel really terrible about it. I was having a conversation with my boss the other day, and she was like, we need to tighten up the process as far as following up leads for sales and workshops and all these things. And I know I'm following up. I know I'm doing the work. But in my heart, I know I could be doing better. I know I could be so much better. I know I'm distracted. I know I could be better. And that's the reason I went and apologized to her. And I was like, what? I feel bad. I feel like I'm not doing my work. I feel like I'm not useful enough. I feel like I could be doing so much more. Yeah, I could be. But she reassured me, hey, you know what? You are doing work. If it weren't for you, certain things would fall through the cracks. And she said she was grateful for me being there. But even then, I still feel badly. It's the same thing with my relationships and friendships. It's the same thing with, the way I take care of baby girls. Sometimes I look at this wonderful little girl and I think, you know what, I should have done this and I should have done that. Yeah, it's always going to be like that. Hindsight is 20/20. I know I'm going to push. I know I'm going to make sure that I do certain things no matter what. It will not be the best of my efforts. It will not always be 100%. I don't know if anyone breathing right now is capable of 100% every time. If you are, reach out to me. Let me know what your secret is, please. Really. I want to know. But until then, I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm going to give it everything I got at whatever time you ask me to give it. My son just reached out to me and said, you know what? I need your help again. I have an assignment. I need, it's a group assignment. We're all working on it. But I just want you to run through the document. Let me know what you think. Let me know it's, it's decent. And by right now, I mean it was maybe 20 minutes ago. I had one eye open when I saw the message come in. And I realized, hey, you know what? I haven't done my podcast. Let me get up and do that too. So I'm over here doing my podcast. I'm getting ready to, it's midnight right now, you guys. I'm about to go through this document and see if I can correct it or send some adjustments, do the best I can by him as well. Look, seriously, I'm grateful. With this whole divorce, with the way my life is right now, with everything that's happened, my daughter doesn't have to be understanding and loving towards me. My son doesn't have to be understanding and loving towards me. He does not have to reach out to me. He lives in the States, you guys, all right? Let me put this in perspective for you. He lives in the States. Both of his parents are over there. I am a step-parent. In the state of Virginia, I had no right. no rights, but I did the best I could by him. I did the best I knew how. I treated him like he was mine. In my heart, he is mine. I took care of him. I did the best I could. And for him to still reach out 4 years after I separated from his father, for him to still reach out and check on me and ask me for help, do you know what that means to me? That means somewhere along the line, on the road that was paved with good intentions that led me straight through hell, somewhere along that road, I did right by him. Somewhere along that road, I showed him what I was capable of, that I could be trusted, that I could be depended on. And I'm hoping that every time he asks me, every time he reaches out, that I show him, yes, I'm still there for him. I still love him. I will still do whatever I can to help him through. For me, that's how I show perseverance. I don't care how many times you stab me in my back. If you ask me for help, genuinely ask me for help, I'm going to do everything I can. I don't know if I'm strapped for cash, if I haven't had any sleep, if I am dying. If you see fit to ask me for help, knowing there's billions of people out there you could ask, I'm going to take it personally. I'm going to be humbled by that request. I'm going to feel like, wow, it is a blessing for someone to ask me for help. I'm going to do whatever I can, whatever's in my power to help you. Whether it be give you advice, give you direction, help you, put you in contact with people that I know, donate to the cause if I can, whatever it is, if I can, I will. I'm proud of that. It doesn't always make me a hero. It doesn't always make me well liked. It doesn't mean that I take care of myself when I do these things. But I realized a long time ago, for every moment you put into someone else's life, for every word you speak, when you speak life into someone else, it'll come back to you when you need it most. So wherever I can, I give. Wherever I can, I give. Swami Satchidananda was a great light in my life, and he personally signed a copy of his book, The Golden Present, for me. And in that particular printing, when you look up my birthday, it's a one-line quote. Now, it's a 365-day, what is that word I'm looking for? It's basically a book that for every day of the year, there is some kind of an insight, some kind of teaching that he wants to impart. And the ironic thing, maybe it's not ironic, it's fate to me. When you look up my birthday in that book, it is one line. And it states, love is one-way traffic. It's giving, giving, giving. And I've done my best to live up to that. That's how I persevere. That's how I give back. That's how I keep continuing on this road. Once I know what I want, I go 100% all out for it. I'm not going to stop until I get what I want. And it's not to say that I'm selfish or I'm, one-track mind with blindfolds or whatever, blinders on. It's not like that. It takes me a long time to decide what I want because I have to weigh the consequences and the risks. I have to weigh the benefits. And I think I've mentioned this before. The way I decide how I want what I want, or decide what it is that I need to pursue, the way I decide any of my decisions, I weigh the pros and cons. I weigh how much of a benefit I can give by making this decision. How many people will benefit? How many people will be hurt? But the key in this whole process, I cannot be counted in any of those numbers. I am not part of that equation. So when I decided I wanted to create a brand, it was based solely on how many people I might be able to benefit. And when I thought about how many people could get hurt, it made me decide how I wanted to build the brand. There are ways in which you can do things where it will not bring anyone else's name into the picture. There are ways in which you can do things where it will not hurt anybody else because of the way you've decided to go about building. Yes, my experiences are unique. Yes, my experiences, by voicing them or putting a voice behind my experiences, I give permission to those other victims out there, those other people who are suffering, those other people who feel like they have no other options. They have no light in their life. There is no direction. There is nothing to strive towards. When I put a voice towards my struggles, I feel like I give you a little bit of hope. And if I give one person enough hope where they can dig themselves out of whatever darkness they've tried to bury themselves under, then I've won. Then I've succeeded. And yeah, I say one person. Yeah, I want to help one person, at least one person. But the reason I persevere is because I want to reach at least one person every day. Life doesn't stop after you help one person. It continues. This grand dance that drifts and twirls around us, it doesn't stop. It never stops. When one light is snuffed out, there is another somewhere else, and another after that. Time isn't linear. It just continues and continues and continues. Our experiences, they mean something. Everything is connected. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. I feel it as I talk to you right now. Now, yesterday I felt really stupid. I felt really strange. When I did my Periscope, I felt like out of sync, like I wasn't bringing my A game. I felt distracted and disjointed. I felt like my message wasn't as clear as it usually is. And right now, I feel focused. Like laser focused. I feel like I'm channeling everything that you need to hear right now, at the exact moment that you need to hear it. Today is about perseverance. You might feel like quitting. I feel like quitting every damn day, but I'm not going to tell you about it every day. I'm going to tell you when it hurts, when I really can't anymore, because I want to just leave it on the table. I want to get rid of it. I don't want it sitting inside of my head. I don't want it repeating stupid things to me over and over again in my head. I want it out on the table so I can leave it and keep going. Yesterday, yeah. I wasn't sure how I was going to make it through. That migraine took everything from me. And you know what? I woke up with it this morning still. And my phone didn't help. I don't know what it was, but I kept waking up and I kept checking my phone. I guess I'm worried. I'm worried about you, if you're listening. I woke up with that migraine. It took me a while for it to go away. You know what you need to do. Don't stop. Take a break if you have to. Rest if you have to. Don't stop. Don't quit. The only time you lose is if you quit. Until then, keep trying. Keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. Wake up every morning and try again. It doesn't have to be perfect every time. The effort is enough. Just do the work. Sometimes you go through the motions when you do the work. Sometimes it feels empty, feels meaningless. Do the work. Just do the work. Bedside manner is important. It's important for every interaction you have. Bedside manner is super important. Just don't quit. Don't quit on me. I'm not going to quit on you. Don't quit on me. It won't always be easy. Sometimes it will take you every last bit of strength to get out of bed and do it again. Don't quit. Don't you dare quit. Listening to my podcast every night, you may think it's easy. Because it's there. It's always there. It's always there. No, I don't upload SoundCloud as often as I should. It should be every night, like clockwork. Today I uploaded 5 episodes because I was behind. I have 25 episodes on YouTube ready to go, which I have not completed the description underneath. It wouldn't take me 10 minutes. Okay, maybe more than 10 minutes. It wouldn't take me more than an hour to sit down, concentrate, and get it done. But I haven't had an hour that I can spare to really sit down and focus. Baby girl needed me. And I mean, like, any chance I got today, in between where she was resting, I was doing other stuff. I did laundry again today. I cleaned up yesterday. I swept everything. I did the carpets. I cleaned the fan, all while she was asleep. But when she's awake, I want her to know I'm there. Because when she grows up and she looks back at her childhood, she's only going to remember when I was there. Okay, that's not true. She's going to remember everything, I hope. But when she thinks of me, I want her to think of me as having been there, having taken the time, having spent the time with her, showed her things, taught her things, done things with her. It's easy to be an absentee parent. It's easy to pass your child off on someone else. That's why tuition is so big in Singapore. The standards keep getting higher, and parents just don't have the time or the willpower sometimes to actually sit with their kid and figure it out. Okay, sometimes it's beyond you. More often than not, you sign them up for everything under the sun, so you have time for you. I don't have time for me, and that's okay. This is basically it. I get 20 minutes every night where I get to talk to you guys and really just clear my head. And I'm sorry. Yes, I'm venting to you guys. I'm sorry if this is a burden to you to hear what I'm going through. I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it's giving you permission to be you. Because I am unapologetically me. You see me every morning on this Gratefulness Project. If you're lucky, I brush my teeth. Most times I don't even have my face on. It's just me. This morning I think I washed my face and put oil on my face, and then that was it. That's why I was super shiny on that video this morning. But I could care less. That's who I am. That's me. I will push through every time. It may be sheer willpower most days, but I'm going to get this done every time. The end of the year is coming. I have something to prove. I want to build this. I have an idea of what it should look like. I have an idea of what it should represent. Now, I'm not saying I'm big and bad like, Rasathi or Gucci or any of those names. Yes, they started off building a brand. I'm not like them. I'm different. But I still have a clear idea of what I want. When you say my name, when you say Rasathi, I have a clear idea of what should be running through your head. I have a clear idea of what that brand should mean. All you gotta do is watch me work. Well, rant over. I hope you understand what I mean by perseverance. I can, and I will. That's it. There's nothing else to it. Well, I better go take a look at this document my son sent me and check over it and see what I can do. But in the meantime, I want y'all to think about what I talked about. Don't quit. Don't you dare. You're here for a reason. Don't quit. Take a break if you need to, but don't quit. I'll catch you tomorrow, okay? Y'all take care. Bye.